Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn, Alabama. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. It's the Texas Longhorns and the Auburn Tigers. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Let's go down to our sideline reporter, Holly Rowe.
Guys, I caught up with the Longhorns head coach before the game. This is what he had hoped for and is excited that it is playing out right before our very eyes. Bringing this running back in the transfer portal, he knew that he could be someone to make an impact, but he didn't know how much. And here he is, highly productive, really starting to lean on that offensive line and gain some chemistry with the other guys on the team. We're seeing this offense come alive, and they've got to do it again here today. I'll keep you posted on how things start here in the game in the first quarter and how this chemistry is showing up big time for this team. Back to you.
Okay, Holly. Auburn will kick it off to get things started. Fielded in the end zone. It's Bishop. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Here's Brown to begin the drive.
Man, when I can run the football like that on first down and create second and inches and stay way ahead of the sticks and be in a position now where I can throw the football or run, I will have a lot of success on the offensive side of the football.
The run inside. It's Smothers. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
You know, God bless Texas because they can lose great running backs, and they just go into the portal and they get a great running back. Oh, no, they got two great running backs. To get Smothers, to get Brown to come over, obviously guys with experience at big-time universities. I expect Texas to be...
Here's a little room there. And they get him out of bounds after an explosive run, just chewing up yardage along the way.
This guy strikes fears into the hearts of every defensive coordinator, David, with that speed. If you give this guy any open grass, man, he's gone.
It's just silly. Look at the angles, people trying to catch him, but he's got so much juice. He can outrun those angles and make enormous plays.
To throw, Manning. Makes the catch. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be second and inches coming up. It's Manning. Got it. And he will score. Touchdown, Longhorn.
That is how you get your playmaking wide receiver in the game early. First series, they scripted this. They want to get him the football. They get him the football, and he does the rest. Gets the big touchdown on the opening drive of the game.
And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Offense in a bunch formation. Might be calling a hot route. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Cobb. Knocked down behind the line. Boy, he powered through one tackler, but there were more there to greet him. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Looking to fire. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
This pass rush is serious, man. When you watch them on film, they do a nice job in the back end, taking away all the throws downfield. He's trying to get to his check down, but that pressure, it gets to him, and the hit forced the incomplete.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
This pass rush is real, man. They force the quarterback, they flush him out to the left, and he's trying to scramble around, find an open guy. They still are able to get a hit on him, and that forces the incompletion.
Makes the catch, and now looking for just a little bit of daylight. And you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Looking for room. It's Smothers. Breaks into the open. Makes it past the marker. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36.
Yeah, defensively, you better be ready to run east and west when you're playing against this offense and their running game. That time, the offense was able to outflank the defense to the right side for a big play.
Arch is going to throw for it. He'll take a shot. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Longhorns!
I don't know what play they called, but I would call it again because the defense had no idea what was going on. Receiver comes wide open, catches the football, and gets the easy touchdown.
And the extra point splits the uprights. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. So here comes the Auburn offense. They haven't exactly burst out of the starting blocks, and they need to get something together with this possession. Brown wants to pass. Fires complete on the crosser. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag on the field. A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. After the holding penalty, 1st and 20 for this offense. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. And he'll be brought down.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
The Tigers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Wants to adjust the pattern.
Eagle! Motion! Blue idiot!
To the air on 2nd down. Throws to the wideout. That one falls out of bounds, incomplete.
You know, it's a good decision by the QB because his intended target wasn't open, so throw it out of bounds, and you can live to play another day here on this drive.
Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. Motion from the wide receiver. On 3rd down, here's Washington. He didn't even have a chance to get back to the line. What a job by this defensive front. Auburn sends out the punting unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. The pursuit and coverage was there, and they swarmed him under for no gain. The Texas offense makes its way out to begin the drive. They put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going, and now right back to work. Snagged in the middle, it's Lockett. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about creating momentum out of the gate. Both of these teams had this game circled all offseason, David. They know what's riding on the line.
There's so much riding on the line. Who gets to Atlanta down the road? Bragging rights, recruiting rights, all this stuff. Once you get in conference play, it means a lot every single week. Stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense, showing their strength, bowing up, stuffing the run.
Third down from the gun, Manning. And they're not quite in rhythm there. It's incomplete.
You know, it's funny. That's probably the most discombobulated the offense has looked so far in this game, right? After watching that incompletion there on third down, they were just up and down the field earlier. Tremendous rhythm, tremendous balance. Everything their play caller was dialing up was working, lighting up the scoreboard. And all of a sudden on this last drive, just not able to piece it together. They've got to be able to turn the page and get back to how they looked earlier in the game.
They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21.
Wide 29.
This is a designed run. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
As a defensive guy now, you're always zoomed in on the quarterback. I mean, these guys, whether they're throwing the football or running it, at least they have the football in their hands every time. You know where they're going to be. You focus in. The defense locked and loaded, understand what they were trying to accomplish, doing a good job getting to the quarterback, and then make those physical hits count. Finish those tackles with aggressive hits. Make that quarterback feel you for a whole length of a game.
It's early in the game, and as offenses try to get their rhythm, these easy completions are very important because that's what helps you get your feet underneath you as an offense and as a unit. And hopefully, as this game goes on, they'll be able to rev up and get more aggressive taking shots.
They get him on the ground, but it'll be enough for the first down, and they might mark that down to use the Wildcat again.
And that's what this offense needs, man. They need to do this, but they need to put several together. Back-to-back punts on their last two possessions. A lot of times that can wear your defense out, right? Playing so many snaps. This offense just keep being focused, executing on third down, putting some drives together. Next thing you know, you'll look up and you'll have points on the scoreboard.
Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead. As we take a look at the stats, things a little one-sided so far. Second down here as we're back at it after the break. Making side adjustments here. Someone moved a little early and the offense will go backward. So the decision has been made and the coach will take the penalty. A false start gives them a little extra work to do here on 2nd and 11. Brown will throw it. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Taking it the other way. The pick six, he takes it in. Touchdown, Texas. These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Auburn's offense headed out to go on the attack. They just haven't been able to get anything going, and they better get started or it's going to get away from them, David.
Yeah, and these are the weeks that you really wish that you were playing a video game and you could just reset the console, start over, Jesse, and make something better happen early.
They just look like they're sleepwalking in this first half, and it's not just one guy. They just haven't been playing collectively as a unit. And if I'm the head coach, I'm considering starting to give some other dudes some chances here.
After a big gainer on that first play, now they can really go for it on 1st and 10. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
And that's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. Nice job by the defender.
They'll run it on the counter. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
3rd and short coming here right from the midfield stripe. To the ground to try to move the chains. There's a crease. The 20. He's at the touchdown Auburn. Once he got some room, it was over.
Well, on that run, he shows you why he's so dynamic. He's got all the tools in the toolbox to hit the home run, David, and they're going to stay patient with him. They know they're not going to score a touchdown every single time they give it to him, but he is that guy that can break the game wide open for this offense. Expect more from him.
Yeah, and then once you start giving it to him, you create that balance on offense. Then you can play action and suck those linebackers up. So it's only going to help this offense make it more two-dimensional as opposed to one. Get the running game going, and then it opens up the pass.
And after the extra point, they're now down 21-7. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they capped it off with a thrilling 50-yard run for the touchdown. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. Gets it out nearly to the 35-yard line, corralled and brought down. They'll mark it at the 34. The Longhorns head out, hoping to move the ball on this possession. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
And there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football, make your plays, put a good drive together here.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Here's Arch to throw. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Lockett. Gets it out across the 40. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 42 as this offense trying to put together a good drive.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
Defense a little too jumpy there, and they got into the neutral zone too soon. So the early contact for the defense, and they'll move it up 5 yards. The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. Hand off for Brown. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
Defense is about seeing it and pulling the trigger, and you could tell they pull the trigger so fast, get to the back, get them on the ground quickly.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Arch Madness. Under fire. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical, and early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
Manning from the gun on 3rd down. Escapes the pressure going right. Sails one into the middle. It's a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17.
This guy's gotten off to a good statistical start, guys. With that last completion, he's already now over 1,000 passing yards on the season, and man, you know he's looking for more.
And the Longhorns getting set on 1st and 10. The Tigers will call a timeout. That's their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. From the 17-yard line, threatening to score on 1st and 10. The give on the option. Doing damage on the ground as he runs it down to the 11-yard line. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Manning unleashes to the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Texas.
And a lot of times when you get down here in the red zone, man, it's players, not plays. Finding your individual matchups that you feel very confident in. And I'm not surprised they went to their go-to wide receiver. And I'm also not surprised that he won on the outside and got the touchdown.
From inside the 20, chance for great field position. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. Trailing by 3 touchdowns. If you're going to get back in it, David, the time to start is right now.
Got to start now. Defense giving up points on that last possession. Again, the offense is going to have to score, and Jesse probably score pretty quickly.
Yeah, you got to go tempo. You're going to have to try to fit in as many plays as you can throughout the rest of this game. But I think more than that, you got to eliminate the negative plays. No more penalties and no more turnovers.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Brown wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
This offense just has to find a way to find a rhythm here. They're playing at home, and they want this crowd to stay involved and be an asset in the game, but they need to start making plays. They can't keep throwing incompletions this early.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Blasted as he lets it go. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down.
Man, that is such great 3rd down defense. Seeing the football, breaking on the football, knowing where he's at, because he's probably going to get that 1st down.
Guys, look at this. I'm surprised. They're going to gamble and go for it here on 4th down. They're throwing for it on 4th down. Unleashes one. At the 45 on his way. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on 4th down, and they keep the drive alive.
And they're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's 4th down, you're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
Running inside, it's Cobbs. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
We thought we might see some of this. They'll go to the Wildcat formation here. On the snap, it's Cobb. Finding maybe some room here. They finally make the stop, but the defense out of sorts against that Wildcat, and they give up a big play. Lining up in the Wildcat, let's see what they've got. Back has it. Wildcat look didn't get much. Picked up a few on that one.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Got 3 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 7. Quarterback may change this route. They'll move the wide receiver. They've softened them up with a run. Now to throw it. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
Can't rest on your laurels as a quarterback. We know how much success he had last game when he completed over 70% of his throws. This game, though, he's just a little bit off. At times he looks like he's pressing. He hasn't been overly accurate, and that's a reason why he's completing somewhere around 50% of his passes.
Snags it and he's open. He gets it so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. Now the Longhorns will call the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. They've already converted once on 4th down on this drive. They are unafraid to make everywhere 4-down territory. Now on the move. There's some room. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Auburn!
And I'm not going to say that was a must-score, but that was a must-score. And this offense delivers right before the half. Everything's starting to pick up. Hopefully, now you build some momentum. You cut it to a 2-score game. Got to build on this momentum in the second half.
And with the extra point, they trail by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. They marched 79 yards on the drive, and it was punctuated by an 11-yard run for the score. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Here's Manning to throw. Bringing the heat. Takes a shot as he lets it go. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
Well, this defense was ready for go-balls against this receiver and his speed. He's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Looking to pass. It's Manning. Oh, they're after him. Trying to make magic with his feet. They make the stop, but what a job on the scramble to get loose and pick up that first down. Timeout taken by Texas. It's their second. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Looking downfield on first down. Fires to the wideout. He's got it. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. The Longhorns come to the line in the hurry-up.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. Just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
Throws to the wideout. Got him downfield. He goes out of bounds right at the 10-yard line, and the offense can smell the touchdown from here. Gliding to the right, still trying to make a play. Going for 6. Fires and picked off. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. Snap to the back. Short gain on that run as the clock winds down here late in the half. As we close in on halftime, a timeout is taken here. Just enough time for one final play in this half. Direct snap. And he's able to get some positive yardage before he's brought down, and that'll bring us to halftime. And we are headed to halftime. Both squads headed into the locker room to make some adjustments. Gives us an opportunity to check in with Kevin Connors in our EA Sports College Football Studio Update.
Guys, welcome into the EA Sports College Football Update Show, the Week 4 edition. So let's dive right in. We kick things off with Boston College taking on the West Virginia Mountaineers. And it's the Eagles with one of the truly dazzling offensive displays we've witnessed this season. They had a scoring answer every time they needed one and win a fireworks-filled football game. They now sit at a sterling 5-0 on the season, keeping their unbeaten streak going. Let's take a look at some of the other notable games going on, including one that looks like it could be headed towards Upset City.
Now the Longhorns will call the first of their 3 timeouts. And that will leave them with just 2 timeouts to use the rest of the way. He might want another play. Brown will throw it. Finds a tight end. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. The modest gain on the completion really shows why you want to run the zone. Make them execute and rally to the ball.
100%. Zone eyes on the quarterback. I see him throw the football, break on it, go make tackles, live to fight another down.
Just going to keep it after the snap. Turning it on. Just keeps moving. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone.
And as a defensive guy, man, when you play a QB like this, that will take off and run and has the speed to make you pay, it just limits what you can do. It limits the amount of coverages. It just makes you play a lot more hesitant. And you can see right there, man, the guy's got speed. Interested to see how this defense continues to attack this QB.
First and goal, and this feels like their chance to make a game of it. They'll try to get it in with the run. Nothing doing, and he was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's second and goal.
That back had nowhere to go. The defensive line ate up the blocks, but how about the linebackers swarming in, coming in and making a great play on the ball carrier?
Got stopped on first down. They'll try it again from the 2. They give him the rock again on second and goal. And he's not going to make it this time either. Another stop, and it's third and goal.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction. Not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for loss.
This offense simply has to pay this off on third and goal. They desperately need a touchdown. Wide receiver comes in motion. Fighting his way for every inch, but he still needs a few more. He stops short of the goal line.
And I love the defense here, playing downhill, playing fast, understanding it's third and goal. I don't have as much space behind me. I can be more aggressive on that touch pass. They come up, they set the edge, they make the big tackle.
The Tigers will call a timeout. That's their first. And that will leave them with just 2 timeouts to use the rest of the way. They'll unleash the Wildcat to keep this drive alive. On the direct snap, it's Washington. Touchdown, Tiger! A Lazarus-like comeback is underway.
And the head coach is going to keep going for it on 4th down because his offense responds like that. Your coach gives you the ultimate vote of confidence. Down on the goal line, we're going for it. I believe in you guys to execute and get us in the end zone, and they pay it off. Phenomenal job up front by the offensive line. You love to see a team respond to their coach's confidence.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. Maybe if he could have eluded just 1 or 2 more guys, it would have been a big return, but they'll mark it at the 30. Here comes the Texas offense. They opened this 3rd quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
Got 8 on 1st down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. Back to the ground with the running back. Bounced off his feet.
And this team needs more of that, man. This is a really close football game, and you've got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense, and they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
Manning lines up in the gun on 3rd down. They're working that left side, and they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a 1st down. The Longhorns in the hurry up.
And I like a good check down as much as anybody. Survey the field, don't make a mistake.
Unloads it downfield. Got it inside the 10. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal.
And how about the big strike down the field? I love when offenses take shots down the field, try to make big plays. Now they're set up in the red zone.
Running the red zone, it's Smothers. And he surges across the line. Touchdown, Longhorn! They'll try to add another to their lead. And they stay on target with the extra point, up 35-21. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And it was closed out by the short yardage touchdown.
21.
He'll bring it out. It's Kane. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. They'll send the tight end in motion. Brown wants to pass. With the catch, it's Johnson. Out of bounds at the 22, and just like that, they're out of trouble.
Well, one thing you got to say about this guy is he's very, very poised. He knew he had that defender bearing down on him. He got hit right as he threw it. Still, though, it didn't affect his accuracy. Nice job getting that completion.
From their own 23, it'll be 1st and 10. The run inside. It's Cobb. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And after your defense just went out there and gave up a touchdown and let them build the lead more, you really need to come out with this drive and answer. And the running game is not it. They were ready for that. Gonna have to create some explosive plays through the passing game.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. Wide receiver going in motion. A run for the quarterback. Got a little grass. Got enough for the first. The 40. And finally out of bounds after an explosive run by this ball carrier.
Man, the evolution of the quarterback position. Basically, you should call them running backs who throw the ball really well now.
And guys, you know the other thing that happens here is that sets up the next play because you sort of left the defensive line gassed trying to run down the quarterback.
Oh, you got to be in shape, chasing him around all day on design runs, on scrambles, and, you know, it's just, and the +1 advantage you get by having that guy. It's just, it's so hard to defend.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Unleashes one. It looked like a catch, but they'll say he was out of bounds.
Things just not going as easy for this guy as they did his last game out. Last time he completed over 70% of his throws. This week, though, defense taking some throws away. They've made some plays. He just hasn't been quite spot on with his accuracy. He's going to have to play better.
Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Brown will throw it. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection.
All right, you got to be careful here if you're the quarterback, right? Back-to-back incompletions. You've had a nice drive. You're still in field goal range, though. Think about this. You cannot take a sack. That has got to be what the play caller is reminding his quarterback about in the headsets right now. If it's not there, throw this thing away because we've got a chance to at least get 3 points here.
Quarterback making adjustments. They'll send the back in motion.
Go! Move!
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. A shot toward the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score.
And if this offense wants to get back in this football game, I think they're going to see a lot of this. Defense playing a little bit more zone, conservative, great eyes on the quarterback, breaking on the football.
Field goal unit's not coming out here, guys. I think they're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th and long. Motion from the wideout. On 4th down, looking for the completion. Big man has it. It's a 1st down and more.
Hey, I got to be honest. I don't know if the defense was expecting that type of throw on 4th down. It looked like they were all huddled close to the line of scrimmage, looking for something in the quick game, but instead the quarterback takes a shot vertically down the field and catches the defense off guard.
He wants it all. He was open, he had it, and he dropped it. Would have been a touchdown. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Man, you see, once you start to get to the red zone, the contested catch rate goes way through the roof. Who can make those plays when you're physically getting hit? Nice job by the defense, man. Make them earn it. Make them feel it. Get your hands through the contact of the football when they're trying to make the catch. Great job breaking on the football at the perfect time.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. It'll be a run on 3rd and short. They get him on the ground, and that'll be the final play of this 3rd period. Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead, and they've built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we've gotten here. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. Nothing doing, and he was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage at 2nd and goal.
I think coming into this season, they thought in order to have success, we have got to be able to run the ball and get this guy going. He hasn't scored yet this year, but a golden opportunity right now to finally break the seal.
Check, check, check. Ray, 97 box. Ray,
The quarterback run is part of their game plan. Touchdown, Tigers! They fought their way all the way back, and it's a one-possession game. The Tigers are back on top.
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
They tack on the extra point, and they're down a touchdown, 35-28. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. So now the Longhorns take over, and they'll send out the offense. That last score the defense allowed made it a one-possession game, and there is plenty of pressure to have a productive drive here. Surges across the 30, out to the 32, a 6-yard run.
They've got a lead here in the 4th quarter, and there's certainly still plenty of football to go, but this is where you'd love to control the flow of the game, right? You want to dictate everything to the defense, and you do that by running the football. That was a really nice run. This offensive line is firing off late. Looks like they're getting stronger as the game goes on, and that is a good sign for the offense.
And I'll tell you what, it's really nice at this point in the game if you can lean on your run game. When you have the lead, you've got the football late in the game, you can chew that clock and start to really make that defense have a little bit of panic.
Manning tries to pick it up on 3rd down. He'll pull it down and run. Out across the 45 and out of bounds at the 46-yard line. A big pickup here as they try to put together a scoring drive.
I tell you what, these are so frustrating, right? He drops back, it's a pass, he wants to throw the football, but when he starts scrambling,
they've got a 1st down here. What a start it's been to this season. We've got a great game here. Close ball game, 4th quarter. Couldn't ask for anything more. Auburn calls it 2nd of 3 timeouts. They've got 1 timeout left now. They'll have to choose wisely as to when to use it. And the Longhorns have it with a 1st and 10. Looking for a gap. It's Smothers. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
To throw, Manning. Quickly complete. At the 35, he's got room. He'll be stopped, but not before he carries it down to the 9-yard line, and that's why you get the ball in the hands of your playmakers.
Well, this guy already has a touchdown. He almost had a 2nd right there. You saw how good he is after he has the ball in his hands. Great job by the quarterback. A, finding him, B, getting it to him quickly, and then his speed and his God-given ability does the rest. He's got his offense in great field position.
Looking for the end zone. And he's forced out of bounds close to the goal line, and that shove saved a touchdown.
1st down and goal, I bet you the percentages are really high for run, and this defense was ready for it. They got to match the physicality right here, right now in this situation.
They go right back to this guy on 2nd and goal. No running room at all, and he barely makes it back to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and goal.
Defense becomes even more heightened in this area of the field. You get the short yard situations, the goal-to-go situations. They've got to be dialed in. That's 2 big stops in a row by this defense, forcing a 3rd and goal, putting some pressure now on this offense. Touchdown, Longhorns!
more points. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3. And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the fourth. After that kickoff, the medical staff is out there to tend to the injured player. The junior running back slow to get up. We hope this is just momentary. Howie Rowe will keep an eye on everything for us. The Tigers send out the offense to go to work. How about that blocking up front in that running game last time as they just walked it down for a touchdown, David?
And the big boys up front doing their job. Opening holes, the backs making plays, everything on the ground on that first drive worked.
And we know that this is the identity this coaching staff wants for this team, right? They want to be the most physical team on the field. Let's see if they can keep it up.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. The offense changing the play. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Cobb. Picks up the first down. Finding some room. And he was on his way, and they get him down at the 30. Not much can impose your will on a defense like popping a big run.
Especially when they know you're going to run it, right? This offense right now is just more physical. They're more physical up front in the trenches. And this running back and his ability to break tackles, that is just so demoralizing for this defense.
Brown wants to pass. Got it. He snagged him, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play. And after that play, there is a Tiger who has yet to get up. And the Tigers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Caught in the backfield, it's Johnson. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
Makes the grab on 3rd. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. Auburn comes to the line with a 1st and goal.
Red 54! Move!
Calls his own number. And he's run out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they keep him out of the end zone for the moment.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. I wouldn't be surprised if they just turn around and hand it off to him again here on 2nd.
They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. Motion from the wide receiver. Try to barge their way in. Touchdown, Tigers. And here they come, almost all the way back. The Tigers are back on top.
And with that throw, man, you've got to look at this 2-game run for this team. Like, to be able to do it in back-to-back weeks against ranked opponents, guys that you know, this is going to be a resume builder, a confidence builder for this squad. Impressed with the way this offense has handled their situation. The QB has handled some difficult moments, but Palmer, back-to-back weeks against ranked opponents, that's pretty impressive.
Big for his confidence as a player. I think big for the offensive coordinator and the head coach and their confidence in him as well, because you're right. You beat 2 top 25 teams in 2 straight weeks, in large part because of the way he's played. As a quarterback now, you're earning more throws for the next game and more touchdown pass opportunities because everybody trusts you and believes in you to handle the big moment against good opponents. Well, here in the 4th quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. 1 possession game, getting late. First order of business, just take care of the football.
So they called it.
Oh, he's got some space. He stops him at the 31, but not before. He picks up 10 yards on the play.
And that's not a surprise to anybody, including the defense, that they turn and they give it to their running back, who they've been giving it to all game long. Up front, the offensive line, they deserve a ton of credit. Blocked and paved the way. This rushing attack has been lethal, and I'm not surprised that's how they end this football game.
And that's the kind of guy, too, David, you want at the end of the game, because he wants the ball into his hands to ice this thing. He's looking over the sidelines before that play call, and he's like, give it to me, let me finish this thing and win this game for us, and that's exactly what happened.
Timeout taken by Texas. It's their second. And they'll still have one timeout left at their disposal. The Longhorns just want to hold on to this ball for the final minute. On the move. And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball.
You know, this offensive line, they just got to hold their blocks a little bit longer. This offense likes to run their quarterback on design plays. And if you can just give him a little crease, he can take it the distance, but they couldn't get it done there.
This Auburn crowd trying to conjure up a little magic here on third down. On the ground, it's Simon. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Now, you want to be a great run defense, your DBs have to be great tacklers. And I love the way he comes up, sees the run. I know he makes the money in the back end covering passes, but when you got a guy that can fly up and make tackles, man, does your defense go to a different level.
Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go. So on fourth down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. And it's no good. Guys, still a 6-point game, but a missed opportunity.